Hey guys, welcome to another video on Bharat in Germany. My name is Bharat, and in this video, we have a special guest with us who is also a doctor in Germany, Deepak Mishra, who started uploading videos back in 2016. So, Deepak has uploaded a lot of interesting videos on YouTube. He has helped out hundreds of doctors, dentists, and nurses to get a job in Germany and to actually start their further processes of MD and so on. So, Deepak, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a bit about yourself for the people who are new.
Hello, Bharat and audience of Bharat, which is a huge number nowadays. I am very happy to be on this channel. About me, I did my MBBS from BJ Medical College in Pune in India, which is a government medical college. After that, I was for a short bit in the USA, trying to set my foot in the Department of Orthopedics in USA. That unfortunately did not work out very well. So then my next option was Germany. I came to Germany in 2014. I started working in the Department of Orthopedics and Trauma in 2015. And since then, once I was done with my pathway, I like after getting my approbation, which is a permanent medical license to work in Germany as a doctor, I started sharing the information through the medium of my YouTube channel.
Mhm.
That has been, I mean, that was in 2016, and since then the journey has not stopped until now.
Yes, I mean, I see that you were pretty much amongst the first ones who started talking about these things, and in a very structured way. So many people here and there, they just say, okay, this is my experience, this is this that, but nobody goes to the length of just okay, this is the first step, this is the second, these are the different kind of parts, and we talk about every single one of them in detail. So this was something which was very, I think, interesting. And every time somebody asked me about medical stuff, I was I cannot give you any wrong advices because I'm not a doctor myself, but there's this YouTube channel, you should definitely take a look at that. So what inspired you to start this YouTube channel at that time?
See, I like when I came here in 2014, at the end of 2014, I had a couple of other colleagues. The problem was that there was no information. All the information about Germany is in German language, and we were learning German language. There was no information, there's no pathway, there was no one to guide us. People who were here already, we made contact through Facebook, or so they were busy in their own lives. I mean, now I understand why they were busy, because it's not easy, it's hectic, so life over here. So they were busy on their own life. I mean, life as a resident, as a doctor. So they
Mm,
were busy in their own lives, and they did not have the time to guide like newcomers. And there were not one or two, there are many people, and that has not changed since then. So, and this thing, that lack of knowledge, that lack of guidance, that hurt us and me, and like in many ways.
mhm,
Like many steps were so like, okay, we did that, and a couple of months later we realized that, okay, we should have not done this, instead of this we should have done other way.
mhm,
Okay, when we came across somebody who said that, okay, why did you do this, why didn't you do this, now there was no point in repenting about it, because the step was already taken. And this did not happen one time or two time, it happened multiple times.
mhm,
And ultimate reason was that we were not getting proper information, we were not getting proper guidance. That
mhm,
is why initially when anybody comes, so your pathway, yourself, it is not clear if you're going to sustain, if you're going to like go away, give up and go back,
mhm,
because pathway is difficult and complicated.
mhm,
So I waited till I finished my like I was guiding people privately, like phone calls and all, friends and colleagues and friends of friends and the relatives of parents, so like that. So that I was guiding and doing, but through coming on screen and like making those videos and sharing them with other people, that I was not doing, because I was myself not very sure. But then once I cleared my approbation exam, which is the permanent license, that time it is settled, like now you are here. So that time I
mhm,
thought that, okay, now since I have made my way here, let me make such videos and give information to people who are like me, or I were like I was 2 years back, and let them not face those difficulties, or take those wrong decisions, and like make path easier for them.
mhm.
Funny thing is that I made those videos so that I would get less questions, but instead of questions becoming less, they increased multiple times.
Yes.
So I started getting questions from consultancy companies like in India, who were already like advertising that okay, they are sending doctors to Germany and doing uh, medical like PG programs and all. And they started asking me that okay, what is the pathway, how to go about it. And also I felt very funny about it, that
Yeah.
okay, these people are professionals, so they are supposed to know everything, and how come they are contacting me for information now?
Yeah, I think that's only positive, because like the thing is, many times you only get asked questions when whatever you put out there has some kind of merit. And I think like when people see that, okay, like you know what you're talking about, like then they also like kind of like, come into your DMs, or like, write you an email and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And like how did you like manage all of this, like, influx of let's say students like asking for your guidance and things like that regarding the medical stuff?
See, initially, when I started making these videos, if you see those videos, those are so shabby that like if I watch it, I feel embarrassed about it. But now, since
Everybody
so many
does,
people,
Deepak.
yeah, but so when since so many people have already watched it, I feel it very bad to like just remove those videos.
Yeah,
Okay, so I just let it be and like apologize every time. Like, okay, I mean those are bad, but then the content over there, the
it's good.
information over there is real, is genuine information.
Yeah.
That is how it started. So
Mhm.
I was not totally focused, I was just holding the camera and speaking something which I had lived and survived and made my way, and posting it online.
Mhm.
And slowly people started asking me more questions, more structured, more detailed questions, because initially I was posting general queries, which is good for everyone.
Mhm.
But problem with the general query is that it is not, I mean, it is not actionable.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then people started asking me about actionable steps and pathways, and if I could guide them personally and all. So slowly that way, initially for few years, I would say from 2016, I started this channel, and till 2018, I avoided any kind of financial benefit from it. I was like, I see, I'm a surgeon. Okay,
Mhm.
this the profession of career counseling or career consulting has a negative connotation in our society.
Yeah.
Okay, so because there are so many bad apples, it has the profession itself has been like given a bad name,
Yeah.
and I agree why. I understand why. So at that time, I did not wanted to name anything or get associated with any such so-called the best consultancies anywhere
Yeah.
who sent doctors to Germany and promised them like wonderful career in Germany. So I did not wanted to get associated with any of them. But slowly and slowly, uh, the number of questions were so much and the request was so much, and there was a dearth, there was a requirement of a genuine individual or a company or anything like an institution
Mhm.
which would genuinely guide people.
Yeah.
Okay, there was no, I mean, I have not checked each and every consulting company, but the number of the questions that started getting was such that students were going to different consultancies. For example, say in Mumbai, three consultancies, they took quotations from those three consultancies, and then they took my Skype appointment
Mhm.
and discussed with me. What did they discuss? They did not discuss pathway to Germany. They
Mhm.
discussed which of these three quotations are realistic and which of these three, one of these three consultancy companies they should choose.
Yeah.
Now it was like I have become a reviewer for consulting companies.
Yeah.
So it happened like this, and slowly, in spite of these companies having this profession as career consulting having a negative connotation,
Mhm.
I've thought that it's not about any profession.
Yeah.
It's about the people who do it
Yeah.
and how you do it. If you do some things with integrity,
Mhm.
if you do some things with dedication, that okay, with sincerity, that okay, I'm genuinely going to do this,
Yeah.
then I think there need not be any, like, there should not be any negative aspect attached to it. So this is how uh, in 2018, by into 2018, I decided that okay, fine. I mean, this is going well, but this is not doable on like on what you say, on a charitable basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be structured and it has to be financially viable if I'm putting so much time and efforts into it.
Yeah.
And that is how our consulting company started,
Mhm.
Dominance International. And all this was the reason why I did not wanted to associate with this, is that being a surgeon, being in residency, your time is already limited.
Mhm.
That means you have so many things to learn. You are a new country, new system, language is broken, you have to scale in your career ladder as well.
Mhm.
So managing these two things could be challenging, and it would hamper my aim of becoming a good surgeon. That is why also I said initially that, okay, fine, I mean, this is not for me. I will
Mm.
just stay as a surgeon, I'll just stay as a doctor. And that then later on, I thought to myself that maybe I have more potential than just being a doctor,
Mhm.
and let me explore my other potentials.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like this is also like something that I've also personally seen that many times, like it's just like the kind of education consulting like sector that like India has, like which is like really not that nice. People like blindly saying you cannot get here, you cannot get into this university, that university, and like just go with this because, and they don't like kind of like also tell that hey, like we have some partnership or something about them. So I think
Mhm.
like this like really got a bad name, but like of course like in the end if you're able to like help people, they also like spread the word about it. So I think
True,
like
true.
that's really not a big problem at all. And Deepak, so what is like the pathway, like if you would like to like summarize, because now I see on like on your online academy that there are like multiple courses. You have the course for this Fachsprachprüfung, you have the roadmap for dentists and roadmaps for doctors. So like can you like kind of like summarize like what these courses hold and like maybe what the brief idea about this is?
See, this course, as I said, that I try to develop new and new ways in which I could help people, more and more people, within less time and with less efforts.
Mhm.
So initially, I was guiding people like directly, individually over Skype and all. So, but then that way, my appointment list, like people have to wait like 10 days to get a Skype appointment. Okay,
Mhm.
even when they were paying, these appointments were not free, but
Yeah.
there were people who. So then I realized that this way I have limited number of hours in the day. I have to work 60 to 70 hours in the hospital. That I cannot skip because that is part of my training.
Yeah.
That way it is not scalable. I'm not able to help more and more people. So
Mhm.
I made these courses.
Mhm.
In these courses, there are, like as you said, there are multiple courses. Courses are for doctors and dentists. For doctors, there are two courses. One is the basic roadmap course, basic. Another is a advanced
Mhm.
with the same name, roadmap. This course I started in 2019, no, 20, like last year when Corona came.
Mhm.
Okay, so I made a video about that on my channel, and I also wrote a blog about it, how it all happened. So in that course, in basic course, I made around 6 hours of video content for that, where I've explained step by step pathway
Mhm.
from where, like, why. First of all, the question is why Germany, what is the motivation. After that, how Germany, that means what do they require, what exams they have to take, what language requirement is there. I'll give you a short description of the pathway at present, like the updated pathway, just a minute before,
Mhm.
after I have like told you something about the courses.
Yes.
So this basic course, I have discussed those things in 2020. The advanced course, which is at present in the making.
Mhm.
Okay. Here, my aim is, because in basic course, there is no personal guidance. Like, I have
Mhm.
made those videos and they are there.
Mhm.
Pathway is almost the same. I mean, small updates will keep coming as and when updates happen here, changes happen in the system.
Mhm.
Uh, but then that course is not going to like change much. For
Yep.
people who are not very well versed with the system and they want some idea, so they can buy that basic course.
Mhm.
People who are like committed that, okay, now we have decided we want to go to Germany and do our masters over there, post graduation over there.
Mhm.
For them, the advanced course where updated knowledge, information will keep coming regularly. Along with that, there will be live sessions
Mhm.
every 6 to 8 weeks with me or other doctors in Germany. So where they can get their personal questions also answered
Mhm.
directly during those live sessions. That will be a feature in this advanced course that is for doctors. Similar course is for dentists as well, basic and advanced. So basic course is already there, advanced course is in the making. I
Mhm.
have like dentist colleagues who are working on it and making videos and courses, I mean content for that course, that's in the process.
Mhm.
Then we have one course that is the Fachsprachprüfung Vorbereitung course. It is named FSP to KP.
Mhm.
FSP is Fachsprachprüfung, KP is Kenntnisprüfung, which is also called the approbation exam. That
Mhm.
means that's the exam for permanent medical license, after which one can work like as a doctor independently. So this course that also I made at the end of 2020. This has at present around 30 to 35 hours of video content, where all the cases, all I cannot say because we don't know what cases they will ask in the exam, but I have tried to cover a huge aspect, a huge like section of a medical uh, subject, like medical, like medicine, surgery, note-file medicine, orthopedics, trauma. So all these things are internal medicine as well. So these are that is the exam preparation course.
Mhm.
Fachsprachprüfung too. That is the exam is Fachsprachprüfung, which every doctor, every foreign doctor has to take
Mhm.
before they start working in Germany.
Mhm.
So that course, this Fachsprachprüfung to Kenntnisprüfung, is one of its kind course,
Mhm.
because if somebody searches on Google that, okay, I want to do Fachsprachprüfung course, in most courses, what happens is that there is someone, mostly a non-medical person, mostly a language teacher, who
Mhm.
has read some medical terminology book
Mhm.
and teaches doctors. Okay, so you can imagine, mostly they are nurses. So a nurse, a physiotherapist, a German native speaker, obviously,
Mhm.
they teach doctors about this exam.
Mhm.
And I believe that is the reason why 50% of people taking this exam fail the exam in one first attempt.
Okay,
Okay, the passing rate is just 50%.
that's
So
crazy.
yeah, that's crazy. So that is why I thought that, okay, maybe language is good. I mean, they're native speakers, they're teaching, but then there is no medical content. They are not able to give any medical information to doctors. And such doctors, when they even when they pass this exam on language basis, when they come into practice, they start working, they have no idea about medicine.
Mhm.
Okay, because medicine is practiced differently in different countries. Okay, the indication for when to do CT scan, when to do MRI scan, what to do when, for example, a patient with distal radius fracture, so, I mean, forearm fracture comes, what to do, what are the steps, that protocol.
Mhm.
That protocol in Germany, how it is followed, that I have made with evidence base. That means I have taken research papers, I have taken authentic textbooks, taken material from the authentic textbooks, and formulated the content, which not only helps for exam preparation but also helps to work in Germany after the exam is finished.
Mhm.
So this is about the courses that I have made so far.
Mhm. That's very nice. So guys, one quick thing, the basic courses that you will see, like they're pretty affordable. So like if you want to just like kind of dip your toe and want to see that, okay, like is coming to Germany as a doctor, like that makes sense for you or not, you can take a look at those courses. You can also like read more about them with the links given in description. So all of these things you can just like browse around and like take a look. And otherwise, Deepak, like for the people like who are still like on the fence or something, and they're just trying to like think more about the Germany plan. So
Mhm.
I see that like the courses that we have so far, like they deal with like people who already have an MBBS and they want to like come
Mhm.
for MD in
Mhm.
Germany. So like how easy it is, and like if you can give us like some kind of, let's say, a difficulty level and some kind of like brief process about it.
Okay, I'll give you a process first.
Mm-hmm.
The process is that, first of all, first and foremost thing is that person applying to Germany need to be a doctor. Need to be a doctor. Why I'm stressing on this word need to be a doctor, needs to be a doctor, is that many people who are foreign graduates, that means they are Indian citizens, for example, and they have studied in Russia or Ukraine or some other country, they have they come back to India after completing their 6 years of training in that country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they have not completed the internship, they have not gotten their license.
Mm-hmm.
So they plan to come to Germany. For them, these two things are very, very important, that you need to have completed 12 months of compulsory rotating internship,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to have a medical license, that means license to practice, that you can have either from your country of study, that means Russia, China, Ukraine, wherever,
Mm-hmm.
and or you should have that from India
Mm-hmm.
because you are Indian citizen. So that is, I mean, here taken an example of India, but that is true for any country.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a medical license,
Mm-hmm.
that means you're still not a doctor, you're still a student.
Mm-hmm.
That is why I stress that you need to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are a doctor, then requirements are not very complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Requirements are like you need to have language, because as you understand, in Germany, German is spoken. I mean, German is spoken mainly,
Yeah.
not mainly. I would say mostly.
Yes.
Rarely somebody would speak any other language. Okay, in hospital setting. I'm seeing there are many immigrants as well. There are many people speaking their own languages, but to work in Germany, you need to speak German. Okay,
Mhm.
so B2 level of German is mandatory by law to apply for medical license in Germany.
Mhm.
Okay, so there are several levels: A1, A2, B1, B2,
Mhm.
C1, and C2.
Mhm.
Now, C1 and C2 levels are higher levels. That means if you do C1 is well and good. I always recommend my candidates to C1. I myself, before coming to Germany, had done C1 in India
Mhm.
before I came here, and but as per law, the requirement at present is B2. That's
Mhm.
the language requirement.
Mhm.
Apart from that, you will need your academic documents, your mark sheet, your all those diploma and registration, as I said, work experience if you have. Those things will be required.
Mhm.
Those entire packet you will have to send to one of the state medical council in
Mhm.
Germany, which will give you license. Now, it is, I've said it very simply that you have to send it to state medical council, which will give you license. But this is the most complicated phase where you will have to decide which state should I choose, because every state has its own medical council.
Mhm.
Some states are more difficult than other states. That means at some stage you will have difficulty in finding job because there are less hospitals, less vacancies. Some
Mhm.
states will have difficulty in passing the exam because there are many applicants and it's more competitive. In some states, you will have difficulty in getting the entire process done because it's very slow.
Mhm.
So this way, it's not, there is no one single answer that which state is the best state, because this is a question which I very frequently get, that please tell me which is the best state, where should I apply. There is no best state, as there are pros and cons. Now the question is that what is your requirement, like for somebody who is working, for example, for him, he's earning his money like salary monthly. For him, if the process is few months delayed, it's not a problem because
Mhm.
he's working, he can continue working, and he's earning his salary. So for him, it's not an issue.
Yep.
But for somebody who is very young and wants to finish everything fast, that thing is a problem.
Yep.
But somebody who is very sharp academically, then for that person, passing the difficult exam is also not a problem. But
Mhm.
somebody who is not like that, for him, he'll have to take into consideration that, okay, can I pass this exam in first attempt or not? So this is, I cannot tell anyone which is the best state. It depends upon person to person individually. Okay,
Mhm.
this is about. So once you send your documents to the state, I'm using the word state medical councils.
Mhm.
People who know the process might object to this because actually it's not state medical council. State medical council would be Erste Kammer. Erste Kammer is medical council.
Mhm.
But we send our documents to the Approbationsbehörde. Approbationsbehörde is the office, is a public of government office associated to the Ärztekammer. So it is also government office. It is
Mhm.
also related to a medical council, but it is not the medical council. Just
Mhm.
as a clarification, that it's not like I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just that for simplifying terms, for people who don't
Yep.
know anything, I try to simplify things so that they understand the process easily, which is as it is quite complicated.
Mhm.
So you send your documents to Erstekammer or medical council, and they will go through your documents, and then they will send you a letter, which means which will be called deficit bescheid. Now, deficit bescheid is, as the name suggests, deficit. It shows letter of deficit, that what things are missing in your application.
Mhm.
So there, most commonly thing is asked thing is that police clearance certificate or some document that you have not sent them. So those things will be mentioned. What is your deficit? And then you are supposed to send those documents.
Mhm.
Now, why is this deficit bescheid important? The reason for that is this deficit bescheid will be used in your visa application,
Mhm.
because if you go just like that, that okay, I want to go to Germany, I want to do, for example, language class or in Germany, or say observership, that is called hospitation in Germany, then
Mhm.
please give me visa. The visa officer will not give you visa.
Mhm.
The reason is that uh, visa officer is not sure if you are aware of the process, if you're aware of the complexities of the process, if you're aware about the financial burden it is going to cause.
Mhm.
So there is a reason for this also. I'll tell you in short about that also, but let me just complete the pathway.
Yes.
So with deficit bescheid, you go, that means the visa officer understands that, okay, look, this person has already sent his documents to Germany, to the authority. The
Mhm.
authority has gone through its documents and has decided that, okay, everything is fine, only these things are missing. When he
Mhm.
completes these things, he will get a license to practice.
Yeah.
That means the candidate knows his way, and his documents are already checked by the government authority in Germany. So with that, your visa becomes mostly like 99% secure.
Mhm.
Okay. Now with Corona times, certain things have changed, but then grundsätzlich, grossly, it is the way that, okay, with this you get a 16D visa.
Mhm.
16 visa is the visa for uh, recognition of professional qualification. So
Mhm.
that means you are a doctor in your country. Now you want to get it recognized and work in Germany. So
Mhm.
for that purpose, you are coming. And during this coming, after coming, you are supposed to complete those deficits. That means if your language you have not completed till B2, then you have to complete that. If you have not done the Fachsprachprüfung course, that you have to do that. So all the things that are required, you have to do in that time. So that is why you come here. Okay.
Mhm.
Once
Mhm.
you come here, then you have to next aim or target is to find a job.
Mhm.
Okay, because what we understand, like in India or in US, the medical post graduation, it is mostly admission to a medical, like a post graduation course. Okay, like PG course. So in Germany, it's not like that.
Mhm.
Germany, it is uh, a job basically. That
Mhm.
means the course is not it's not institution based. For example, if somebody in India, for example, I'll take example of AIMS, for example.
Mhm.
AIMS has its exams every like 2 times a year. Okay, the entire India sits for it. Like all doctors in India sit for that, and from that, the selected few most brilliant or people who are good in exam taking, they like get good ranks, and they can choose their seats, or they will get those seats, and they will. So that means they don't care who the head of the department in AIMS is, how the department is. I mean, it's AIMS is an institute, is conducting the exam. They take the exam and get admission to AIMS. Okay,
Mhm.
here it's not like that. Here, the exam that is there, it's a qualifying exam. That means that is the minimum thing you need to have a license. It's not a ranking exam.
Okay.
Okay, that is one reason why the clock countries which have ranking system are more difficult. For example, in India, to get a rank in orthopedics in AIMS, for example, or in any of the top government colleges, it's very difficult.
Mhm.
Okay, so in that comparison, I would say here the pathway is less competitive.
Mhm.
Okay, this is about the system. So here the thing is person based, not institution based, but person based. What do I mean by that? Is that here, for example, in any of the institute, there's a professor.
Mhm.
The professor has the authority to train.
Mhm.
That means if you get a job under that professor or head of the department, and you do that a particular duration of training under him, like for example, neurology course is a 5 years course, trauma orthopedics course is 6 years course. So I'm in trauma orthopedics. So if I do my 6 years under one professor who has authority to train, then after those 6 years he will write me a certificate that, okay, Herr Mishra, he was here, he did this thing, and what all procedures he did, what all, everything, all the details, logbook, he signs everything. I send that document to the medical council that, look, I have completed my course. Now, please give me appointment for the exam.
Mhm.
So then they invite me for the Fach Arts exam. Fach Arts is a specialist.
Mhm.
So they ask me for an exam, and then I go for the exam. And exam is a 1 hour exam, oral exam. There I'll have to answer those exams, the questions, and yeah. So then you pass the exam. Then you are from that day a specialist.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is about the pathway of PG. I mean, getting into PG. So about the difficulty thing, what we were talking about
Yeah.
is that here in Germany, it is difficult now because of the competition. Like many people, everybody now knows the way mostly. I mean, my videos have been since so long, and people have also come. Like at present, we have around 800 Indian doctors working in Germany. Okay, so when I came, there were like handful.
Yeah.
Okay, now there are 800 people, and now the pathway is also known. And India was lagging behind. Mostly, it is conquered by the Arabic world, doctors from Arabic countries.
Okay.
Okay, so they came here. That is why competition started increasing, and then competition starts increasing, then the standards are raised. Okay, so that is why it becomes more competitive, but not from the knowledge point of view, or not from the ranking point of view. The process is different here. So
Okay. And that was very detailed. So I think this is the first time I was able to like very like simply able to understand everything, like how all of the like different parts of the processes work, because I've had previously like interviews with different doctors too, but I think like this time like I kind of like got it. So I think this pretty much like also shows like the quality of the courses that you will get when you enroll into like Deepak's courses, and they're like very detailed. So you can take a look at that. And so, just as a parting advice or tip, Deepak, do you have anything else that you would like to share with us, like something that you learned from your personal experiences, from your time in Germany, that you want to like share to other people?
there are many things that I learned
Hmm.
here. See, those are the common things that are everywhere, like significant. It's not specific for Germany. I would say for Germany, if you ask me, your language has to be very, very good. Okay. If you are going to give an interview, if you're going to be selected or not selected, is going to be 70% on your language. If you speak good German, if you can communicate with the head of the department or other team members, then there are high chances that you will be selected. If your knowledge is deficit, they will be like, okay, we'll teach him or her. Okay, so at the beginning stage, they don't check your knowledge, they see how good you are in team. Important thing is that in India, like since we are all like, I mean, I'm not talking about, I don't know the audience, but I personally, we are born in and raised in a competitive exam based system.
Yep.
That means you could be a bad person, like behavioral wise.
Mm.
Okay, but if you do well in exams and if you get good ranks, then you are like on top, like places everywhere. Everybody wants to be with you. Everybody wants to uh, like be associated with you.
Yep.
Here I feel that is not the case. Here it's more like menschlich quality, they call it in Germany. So that means that uh, how you are the person, your interpersonal relationship, the soft skills.
Mhm.
Okay, so how you talk to people, how you behave with them, how friendly you are to them. So for doctors who are going to work in hospitals, you have to be very, very nice to nurses, first of all,
Mhm.
because your 6 months are your probation time, proboscite. In
Mhm.
the 6 months, in this first 6 months, with a notice of 2 weeks, you can be told to pack your bags, which
Okay.
happens to many, many foreign people,
Mhm.
because there is a cultural difference. They don't understand,
Mhm.
like many people. Uh, our language is broken. Okay, so you cannot expect, or no, nobody expects us to be like very talkative, or very like, you should be actually if you can,
Mhm.
but the you but like we in our like countries, it's like the doctors and the nurses. The doctors are the gods in white,
Yep.
and nurses are somebody who are just doing their jobs.
Yep.
Okay, so here it's not like that. Here the system, the hierarchy is little flat, I would say. Not
Mhm.
just, not completely flat, but there's some, it's not so steep as we experience in India. So you have to be nice to people,
Mhm.
courteous, be respectful to everyone.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if you are that, then I would say other things will come. These things are nature wise that you have to learn. If you're not like that, if you know that, most people don't know that, uh, but if you know that, okay, you, that is not, interpersonal skills are not your strength, then you'll have to work on that, and then you have to make an extra effort from your side
Mhm.
to like be nice, because that takes you a long way.
Yep. Yep.
Because people don't just want to work with a person who is a very smart, very intelligent guy.
Yep.
People want to work with people who know their stuff, the medical stuff. Along with that, they're also friendly and nice to work with.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so that is one
That's
advice I would say.
very very good advice, because I think I also know like they have this word like klugscheißer in German, like like somebody who's a smartest and like know it all and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like this is a good advice, like nobody likes that, and like if you're able to like kind of communicate better, like that's so much nice. I
Hmm.
mean, like in the medical field you anyways need to have like German proficiency, but I always say like also in the engineering side, like if you want to just like survive in Germany, like you can just come with English proficiency, it's fine. But if you really want to like live your life in Germany, or
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
want to succeed, then like
Yeah,
German
yeah,
is like so important, like you
yeah,
cannot
yeah.
emphasize it enough.
Yes. See, I would say, I mean, when I came to currently, I'm working at the University of Essen here in Germany, and the last 6 months I have been working with in the tumor orthopedics, that is a tumor on like oncology, where we remove tumors and all. And this center is like the best in Germany. The professors whom I work with, whom I operate with today, also I was in operation. So those are the like whenever I have to Google something, I have to read an article. I
Mhm.
find articles in German language. They're written by one of my team members, one of my consultant, one of my chef. Uh, then you realize that okay, how far you have come.
Yeah.
Okay, so people who you would see in the textbooks, who you're working with them, you're operating with them.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that I was or I am that smart and that brilliant person who would who is just because of his brilliance he is in at this position. Because if I was so brilliant, I would have been in US, maybe orthopedics in US. That I was not.
Mhm.
That is already proven. So then what matters or what has brought it is that your perseverance, that okay, how much are you ready to give?
Mhm.
Are you ready to give more than another person? If another person is working, like say is doing his job, okay,
Yeah.
then are you the person who is just going to do his job, or are you the person who will first complete his job and then ask his senior that do you like help, can I
Yeah.
help you with something? So
That is
that
such a solid tip.
that
Such.
is a difference. And those people, your work, from I'm talking about doctors, your work as a resident here is your ability and your strength to take to make lives of your seniors easy.
Yeah.
Okay, if you make, because we're in training, we have to learn to operate, and when you are standing in the operation theater, uh, it is on the goodwill that you have created with the team that they will allow you to operate or not operate.
Mhm.
Okay, so that time if you have good, if you're in good books with people, and if you have outside of the operation theater, if you are that person that okay, let me do this for you, let me help you with this,
Mhm.
so that will show in the operation that they will tell you okay, now this wound closure or this step you can do it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that way you learn. So that is what I say, that the interpersonal skills
Mhm.
that matter much when you want to train
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
Germany.
Yes, absolutely. I think this is a very good tip. Thank you so much for all of the tips, Deepak. That was very nice to have you here and listen to all of your experiences. And guys, anybody who is new to the channel or new to the video, also take a look at Deepak's channel because he's uploading a lot of videos regarding medical studies in Germany and how it is to be a doctor and so on. So you can take a
Mhm.
look at the stuff there, and also all of the online courses. The links for all of them you will find in the description below. Thank you so much again, Deepak, and I'll see you in the next one.